Over 200 horsepower, two V4 engines, two completely different philosophies. The Panigale V4 is built to dominate the racetrack, while the all-new Norton Manx R is engineered for the road. But which one would you actually want in your garage? Let's find out. In terms of power, the Panigale takes the win, pumping out 8 more horsepower than the Manx. But that doesn't tell the whole story, because these two bikes were built with very different philosophies. The Manx is designed first and foremost as a road bike, so its engine adds a much stronger emphasis on mid-range performance, where you're actually spending most of your time on the street. You can see that in its lower rev ceiling and its torque figures, producing 9 Nm more than the Panigale, while hitting peak torque at a lower RPM. In many ways, the Manx is a road-focused superbike that's still incredibly capable on track. The Panigale, meanwhile, takes the opposite approach. It's essentially a track bike that's been made road legal. The Ducati's track-focused nature shows up on the scales too. It's nearly 20 kilograms lighter than the Manx. So if we're talking power-to-weight ratio, the winner is pretty obvious. The Panigale comes out comfortably on top, producing more than 1 horsepower for every kilogram it carries. Both bikes are powered by V4 engines, but that's pretty much where the similarities end. The Panigale uses a 90-degree V4 with Ducati's twin-pulse firing order, which closely mimics the character of their V-twin engines. Thanks to its 90-degree layout, the engine is naturally balanced, generating less vibration without relying on balancing shafts that helps keep weight down, but also allows the engine to rev more freely and aggressively. It also features a counter-rotating crankshaft that helps reduce gyroscopic forces, making the bike feel lighter and more agile when changing direction. The Manx R takes a different approach. Built primarily for the road rather than the racetrack, it uses a more compact 72-degree V4. Its firing order creates a longer interval between groups of power strokes, giving the rear tire slightly more time to recover, which can help improve traction when accelerating hard out of corners. For everyday usability, both the Panigale and Manx come equipped with rear cylinder deactivation, shutting down the rear bank when idling or moving at very low speeds to reduce heat and improve comfort in traffic. Compression ratios are sky-high on both bikes at around 14:1, but their valve trains take very different approaches. Ducati sticks with its signature desmodromic valve actuation, while Norton uses a more easier-to-maintain conventional spring-actuated valves. However, it also features a hybrid gear and chain cam drive that helps keep the cylinder heads more compact. When it comes to colors, Norton gives you 4 options to choose from. The Panigale, meanwhile, sticks with just one, Ducati's iconic red. As flagship superbikes, both come packed with just about every rider aid you can think of. They both get a 6-axis IMU, ride-by-wire, multiple riding modes, traction control, wheelie control, slide control, launch control, and a bidirectional quickshifter. But being the more track-focused machine, the Panigale has a few extra tricks up its sleeve. It gets adjustable engine brake control, and more importantly, Ducati's MotoGP-derived Vehicle Observer, or DVO, a cutting-edge electronic control algorithm that not only reacts to the bike's behavior, but also predicts it, allowing all of the electronic rider aids to work even more precisely. It also features Ducati Race ECBS, an advanced electronic combined braking system designed to maximize braking performance on the track. The Manx R, on the other hand, keeps things a little simpler. Since it's designed more for the road, it comes standard with cruise control, smartphone connectivity, and a slightly larger TFT display, putting a bit more emphasis on everyday comfort and convenience. Both the Panigale and the Manx use aluminum perimeter-style frames, but Ducati takes a very different approach. Instead of a conventional twin-spar frame with large beams wrapping around the engine, the Panigale uses an ultra-minimalist design with very little frame structure, relying much more heavily on the engine as a stress member. That's why Ducati calls it the front frame. Rather than wrapping around the engine, the frame only attaches to the front of it, with the engine itself acting as the main structural part of the chassis. When it comes to suspension, both the base model Panigale and the Manx R stick with conventional, non-semi-active setups. The Panigale gets fully adjustable Showa forks up front, while the Manx R runs fully adjustable Marzocchi forks. At the rear, the Ducati pairs those forks with a fully adjustable sack shock, while the Norton gets a fully adjustable Marzocchi shock. For braking, both bikes are equipped with Brembo's latest high-pure front calipers. When it comes to tires, the two are almost identical. Both run on Super Corsa SB-V4 rubber, although the Panigale uses a slightly taller rear tire profile. The Manx R's fuel tank is around 3.5 liters smaller than the Ducati's, helping it achieve a slimmer, more compact shape. The Panigale also has a slightly taller seat height, while the Manx benefits from a marginally shorter wheelbase, thanks in part to its narrower 72-degree V4 layout. Rake angle is nearly identical between the two. As for pricing, the base model Manx R starts at £20,250, while the base Panigale V4 is significantly more expensive at around £25,000. But beyond the specs, what really separates these two bikes is their design philosophy. The Panigale was engineered with one goal in mind: to be as fast as possible on the racetrack. The Manx R, on the other hand, was designed to be a superbike you'll actually enjoy riding on the road. The difference is obvious the moment you look at them. Unlike the Panigale, the Manx R doesn't wear massive aerodynamic winglets. Norton chose to sacrifice some downforce in favor of a much cleaner, sleeker design. You can barely spot any exposed fasteners on the bodywork. Another standout feature is the single-sided swing arm. While Ducati ditched it in the name of outright performance, Norton went the opposite way and kept it. And let's be honest, I think most people would agree it simply looks better. That road-first philosophy continues under the fairings. Norton says its research found that most road riders rarely rev past 8,000 RPM, so instead of chasing peak horsepower, they focused on building a strong, usable mid-range. That's why Manx engine already delivers around 75% of its torque at just 5,000 RPM, making it much more responsive in real-world riding. So if you're after a superbike that's built primarily for the street but is still plenty capable on track, the Manx R could be the better choice. But if your priority is outright speed, a bike engineered from the ground up to dominate on the racetrack, packed with a sophisticated engine, MotoGP-inspired technology, and state-of-the-art electronics designed to shave every last tenth off your lap time, then the Panigale is hard to beat.